It's 1979 and Sony just released the first Walkman. They didn't expect it to succeed, but it did, and now it's time for them to refine the design from an off-the-shelf parts experiment into a marvel of engineering that would revolutionize the way people thought about their music. So how do you do that? Well, you make it smaller. It's that simple. They even said it themselves too. Simply create a new Sony Walkman so small it's about the size of an ordinary cassette case. And they did it too. But before I break down the design of the WM2, I'd like to explore the first one, the TPS-L2. The co-founder of Sony, Masaru Ibuka, used a TCD5 recorder to listen to music on his business trips. Now, I've never seen one of these with my own eyes, but knowing 60s and 70s tech, it was giant, heavy, and impractical. Guaranteed. This is the idea part. His idea was simple, a playback-only machine designed for use while moving. Sony's other co-founder, Akio Morita, said in February 1979, "This is the product that will satisfy those young people who want to listen to music all day. They'll take it everywhere with them. They won't care about record functions. If we put a playback-only headphone stereo like this on the market, it will be a hit." General manager of the tape division, Kozo Ashone, was tasked with creating this player. They started by removing the record function from a TCM100B Pressman, throw in a stereo amplifier, 2 headphone jacks, hotline button. You've got the first Walkman. Okay, now what? While they believed it would be a hit, they didn't expect how quickly it caught on with people of all ages. Now Sony's gearing up to release an upgrade to the format, making it more accessible to the general public. This upgrade would come in the form of the WM2.
Walkman 2カセットケースと比べてみる
This player found its start, much like the one before it, in another dictation machine. Around 1978, there was an exhibition or contest. This information is from a forum post, so it's a bit speculative, but this prototype hand memo could be seen. I'd be willing to guess it was never actually made and it was just some sort of design mock-up for investors at best. Using the hand memo as a basic design, they made some major changes to the mechanism that would set the standard for future players. The most effective change they made was holding the tape in the door rather than in a well, which meant the transport system could be engaged electronically. This dramatically reduced the size of the player when compared to the TPS-L2, but that wasn't enough. The batteries were moved inside the machine and smaller components could even be sourced. Even the motor was angled to make room for these components. All of these little changes added up to make the WM2 considerably smaller than the one that came before it. This miniaturization, plus the improved playback mechanism, meant this product was destined to succeed. And succeed it did. The success. This model sold around 2.5 million units and single-handedly changed the way people thought about their music. Now, you could listen to music anywhere you wanted to. It might be hard to understand in this modern world, but this was unheard of at the time, where music was either live, at home, or on the radio, and most of the time you didn't get to pick what you listened to. Sure, there were ways, but never at the level of convenience these players provided. The success of this player also helped bolster the pre-recorded cassette market, since all of these new customers needed new music to play on their new machines. The success of the WM2's design was even carried on into the DD line of players for over 10 years afterwards. So, 40 years later, how does it sound? Well, let's find out. So before we do the sound test, I just want to go over everything that you would have got if you had bought this back in 1981 when it first came out. So to start, you'd obviously get these basic orange headphones. Now these things are not the original ones that came with it, but they're close. Also, you would get a holster, which you pretty much just put on your belt, throw the Walkman in there, and call it a day. Just goes in through the top and it's got a little bar that clicks down. Yeah, pretty basic, but I like it. The plastic is very well made too. You also would get this 9-volt battery adapter, which is meant to also go on your belt too. This is insane. It literally looks like a piece of military tech. I don't know. But I guess people used it. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Just plugs in through the side and there you go, call it a day. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really see myself using that thing, but hey. And then you got the player. you pretty much just have your tape transfer controls, a volume wheel. Then on the top, you got 2 headphone jacks, and yeah, this one's simple. Tape type control. And that's how you open it. Yeah, it's pretty bare bones, but it's all you really need. So let's go ahead and get into this sound test and see how it sounds. Well, that pretty much does it for this video. I really enjoyed doing the research on this WM2, just purely because it's so integral to portable music and there's so much history behind it. I would love to keep making more videos like this on other players that I have, so if you really enjoyed this one, just let me know and I'll keep making them. The next player that I'm going to be reviewing is this WM600. It's, I believe, from 1991, and yeah, it's a great model, really solid, and I really enjoy it. And I would love to show some repair work on it too, because there's not many resources out there for it. So if you want to see that, just stick around and you'll eventually see it. Yeah, thank you for watching.